Like, when do you feel that you were born to do exactly this?
That's a feeling which kind of grew on me over a period of time. Part of it was, I actually studied international relations, which is not that usual for people in diplomats. Now, I'm only the second foreign minister who's actually been a diplomat. Natwar Singh was the only other guy who'd been in that. So, in a sense, my studies, my first long profession, my current responsibility, and even I had a brief break in business. Even that was international. I was with the Tata Group, and they gave me a kind of role in international business. So I've been in that sense, that feeling that you're bound to do this, frankly, has grown a lot. And in a way, I also came from a household which was very international. Diplomacy is an art of detail in a way. Okay, there's a lot of nuance, body language, how you dress, what you say, how you look, how you hold your hands or don't hold your hands. So all of this counts. It depends on the person. It depends on the situation. It depends, the context,
National
the
relationship.
Yes, that also.
Okay.
So you try to use. It's a bit like a choreography. So you use that occasion to do the signaling. I could modulate it depending on that. So it would depend on the situation. So there are times and occasions. So I wouldn't say there's a single formula.
Okay. Very raw question for you.
So please.
So pardon me if I'm crossing a line.
No.
What's the most pissed off you've gotten at one of these meetings? I'm sure something would have been said that the one truth I've learned about geopolitics is that it's money oriented. If you have the money, it helps you geopolitically. The second truth I've learned is that, and this I've learned in the last 3 days speaking to the cabinet ministers,
all right,
is that the role of entrepreneurs is just do your own thing, create employment, increase the exports of the country, help the country become richer. Would you like to give the youth and especially entrepreneurs any other geopolitical advice when it comes to this? I don't want to use the phrase India versus China, but this whole scenario. How can we help?
No, I think you're smart not using that phrase India versus China for this reason. Yes, we have issues with China, but that's not the only issue. I mean, we have to be fundamentally competitive. If I do not have the factories, if I do not have the as you say, the
cabinet ministers,
all right,
is that the role of entrepreneurs is just do your own thing, create employment, increase the exports of the country, help the country become richer. Would you like to give the youth and especially entrepreneurs any other geopolitical advice when it comes to this? I don't want to use the phrase India versus China, but this whole scenario. How can we help?
No, I think you're smart not using that phrase India versus China for this reason. Yes, we have issues with China, but that's not the only issue. I mean, we have to be fundamentally competitive. If I do not have the factories, if I do not have the as you say, the entrepreneurship, the businesses, the startup, the agriculture, the infrastructure, it's not just the Chinese. The rest of the world will also run. Now, partly I have transitioned into being a political face. Okay, but even I would say the diplomatic side of me, which is still very deep. After all, I've done it for 45 years, maybe more now. It's like this, I'm very nice to people who are nice to me. When I get pushed, I think it's natural to push back. And one of the things that has been happening to a bit is in the last year and a half, people have been pushing us a bit, So I feel, I mean, it's you brought up Virat Kohli cricket analogy. If you get a few bouncers, you want to do something with it, no?
Hit that pull shot.
Yeah.
Okay. When you say the sentence, when I get pushed, in many ways, your I get. Why PM Modi said that you have adbhut thoughts.
No, I not. He didn't exactly say adbhut. I think he said वो अंदरूनी हाँ कि उनको बहुत अनुभव है. Look, to be very frank, we had got off a plane. I was myself a little bit zonked getting off the plane, and he was talking about just outside to a group of supporters, and I guess I didn't ask him after that. Okay. I guess what he was really saying is, look, this guy has watched a lot of people come and go. So he's seen a lot. So maybe you should talk to him and ask him what's different.
What's your gauge?
Or what's different?
Yeah, about you?
No, I don't think it was so much what he was talking about me. He was actually saying that, look, guys, talk to him because he will tell you how much the prime minister's visits have changed, how much foreign policy has changed, how much the country.
Actual real life vibe if you're a young, motivated Indian. And that's what this particular episode 1 with Dr. Jaishankar was about. It was about the young, the new, and the motivated India. I hope you enjoy this particular episode. I hope every single young Indian watches this episode because, to be honest, jokes apart, we're living through some intense times and we need to turn to people like Dr. Jaishankar for guidance about the future. So, I'm going to let you slip into the episode. It is a slightly shorter episode. We will come back with a much longer one with Dr. Jaishankar. But for now, enjoy this legendary piece of TRS. Doctor.
When you're sleeping.
Mm.
Now, what it's done is it has connected us completely to the world.
Yeah.
And because of the phone, and then you build everything around it, once you start getting used to global content and global comparisons, then, what you eat, what you read, what you think, everything becomes global.
Yeah.
So that's why they call it globalization.
Okay. Simple question for you. Who is Dr. S. Jaishankar, the man? Like that people don't know. I'll tell you why. Right now, you're very popular on shorts and reels for your very aggressive comebacks and your very aggressive responses. And in many ways, I feel like Virat Kohli and yourself are the faces of young India. In some ways, this is how young India
There's a
thinks.
slight age difference between us.
No, but you're still the guy young India is like cheering for. When we see you up there talking to all these people from other countries, we're like, yup,